thought I'd show you these. There's a coppard willow, sallow. This one here has been topped and has regrown, obviously because it was extremely badly eroded. And there's a pair of pollards here, side by side. So the original pollards weren't evenly spaced. The ones that have survived tend to be fairly well spaced out, because the original idea behind the pollards on sites like this was basically to have pasture woodland, so you could have fairly heavy grazing of stock, so cattle on heavy ground like this rather than sheep, and you could have timber, but it wouldn't have been big timber, so not like timber that you would saw. This one's covered in ivy, which is really nice. This one's mostly gone. It would have been small diameter timber, polewood. You would never have had anything the size of this. This one's been topped because it's right over a public right of way. And basically by topping it, you can bring the mass back towards the centre of the tree and put less strain on the top of that old bollin. Another one over there. Another one here, which is one-sided, but that's well away from the track. This one here, see it's got black on the outer edge of the bark. This is all burnt back in the 1980s. That might be a pollard there with very little left. It's a pollard remnant. That's a young oak. That's a maiden, fairly young. Two maidens here. This one here has been badly burnt. And then you have a dog walker that seems to be anxious about getting his dog on the lead. So we'll cut it there. Might talk to you again in a minute. Right, we're coming off the top of the ridge now, on the back slope, over towards a place called World's End and Maiden Rushett, with Leatherhead off that way. And can you see, we've still got the pollards, but the character of the woodland on our left has changed. There's a little bit of change on the right as well. On this back side, roughly north facing, there's a lot more hazel. Now, is that, as some people think, just natural, or is this also an artifact of previous management? All these multi-trunk trees through here are all hazel, and some like that one there are extremely old, long derelict stalls, likely to have been cut in the past. Because of course, to cut hazel you get hazel, and this is the furthest part from Epsom. So if you assume a model where people with their cattle would go out in the early morning, wander them over the common and then wander them back, let them drift and eat more or less as they like, this bit over here would be less grazed than over towards Ashtead itself and over towards Common Field where we were the other day. So it might be possible for over here to be cut for coppice, and the coppice produce would go across here. There's actually a public footpath goes beyond that blue van over a site called Rushett Farm, through Maiden Rushett, and it's not far from there to the big market at Kingston. So this would make an awful lot of sense to actually take coppice produce to the big market at Kingston, where there was a river crossing. You wouldn't take the coppice poles, you would take whatever it is they were made into in the wood. So it's possible, I don't know, that over here you've got an artifact of another form of management overlying the pollards and the pasture management from generations before that. Interesting questions.